The other thing that we can do with inequalities is we can solve them. Right, we already took our equations test. Good news is in this class, right, we all passed. That's good. So it's not like we're all clueless, we don't know what we're doing. When we are solving inequalities, we use the exact same rules we use for solving equations. Okay, so all of the steps we have been doing are exactly the same steps we want to continue doing. But we have to worry about this pesky sign now. So you remember at the start of the year when some of you had equations like, and you asked me if you could rewrite it and flip sides, and I said I'd be really careful doing that and I don't recommend it. Here is why I don't recommend it, because you can't just flip sides without also considering an inequality sign now. Okay, and even more so as we get into compound inequalities, whew, that'll be a hot mess. Okay, but all of our rules for solving are the same, except if you multiply or divide by a negative number, right? That's not hashtag, this stands for number. Okay, so if we multiply or divide by a negative number to solve the inequality, right, if we're solving, okay, we are going to have to flip the inequality sign. Man, a lot of silence, huh? Every other rule we have talked about solving equations is the same. Okay. So hopefully you're able to, a little bit as we go through this unit, think a little bit less about our steps of how we solve in equations, and a little bit more about our sign with solving inequalities. But here's the thing. X plus 7 equals 23 is going to be solved the same way as x plus 7 is greater than 23. Right? Our variable's on the left. What number is over here with it? 7. How do we undo adding 7? Subtract 7. Whatever we do to one side of the equation, we do to the other side. So whatever we do to one side of the inequality, we have to do to the other side. Our 7's cancel. Did we multiply or divide by a negative in that step? No. So we bring down our x, we bring down our sign, we do our math, we get an answer. Same rules we have been talking about since week 2.
On our homework, are we going to have to solve it and then get an answer and graph it?
Sometimes. Not all the time. For y is greater than or equal to negative 12. Okay, what number's over there with our variable? 4. How is it attached?
Multiplication.
Multiplication. How do we undo multiplication? Division. So we want to divide each side by 4. Okay, are we multiplying or dividing by a negative? No. Is there a negative involved in the division? Yes, but are we dividing by a negative? No, we're doing negative 12 divided by positive 4. So this is not a reason to flip the inequality sign. And we'll have y is greater than or equal to negative 3. 2 is less than or equal to 4 minus 2a. What are we going to do first? Subtract the 4, right? Because our variable's over here on the right-hand side. Rules that we've already said that 4 is attached with addition, so we're looking in front of it. If you weren't doing a very great job of that in our first unit, right? Correct it now. We're going to do more practice with it. We'll undo a positive 4 by subtracting 4. Are we multiplying or dividing by a negative in this step?
No.
Nope. So 22 minus 4 is 18. What am I left with over here? Negative 2a. Excellent. Okay, what operation is holding negative 2 and a together? How are we going to do multiplication? Division. Am I multiplying or dividing by a negative? Yes. So what do I need to do? Flip the inequality sign. Okay, so it was a less than, so I'm flipping it to a greater than. Well, greater than or equal to. And here's why we have to be careful. Because I don't know, I don't care what negative 9 is in relationship to a. I want to know what a is. So when we write our answers with inequalities, we need that variable first. So I need to rewrite this now with my variable first. If I rewrite with my variable first, is that a reason to flip the inequality sign?
Yes.
Yes, because that's what we were talking about when we were graphing. So now I'm going to bring my a over here. And that's another reason to flip the sign. And that was only a two-step equation.
I'm confused. You flipped the sign and flipped it back.
So right here I'm flipping the sign because I'm dividing by a negative. Here I'm flipping a sign because I'm rewriting it with the variable first. That sign is a little bit sneaky. Yes, sir.
Do you know why you have to flip it?
Yes.
I'll just like understand more if I know.
Yep. Okay, so can you agree with me that this side of the number line, if I'm chopping this here, they look like a mirror image of each other, except for the negative gets thrown on. Okay, so if I have something like negative 2 and I'm right here, if I multiply or divide by a negative, that's making me jump to the other side of that 0, which is then making me cross that line, and I need the mirror image. Right? Because here, the mirror image would be here. So as soon as I'm crossing this barrier, I need to flip that sign. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because the numbers kind of seem backwards in relationship to each other.
So if the number that you're dividing, if it were like negative 18 divided by 2, would you have to flip the sign?
No. Right? Because here, we were already negative.
Yeah.
So we're not jumping to the other side of the number line, so we don't flip the sign.
Yeah. But if it's a negative and then you're still dividing by a negative number?
Yes, then you would, because a negative and a negative make a positive, and you're going to that other side. Okay? Let's stop there for that. I don't need to write down 4,000 examples in your notes.